In a move that has sent shockwaves rippling through China's entertainment landscape and left millions of fans simultaneously celebrating and questioning the decision, Lu Yuning, the former restaurant singer turned multifaceted entertainer, has been officially confirmed as one of the hosts for the 2026 Spring Festival Gala, the most-watched television event on the planet. The announcement, which dropped like a bombshell on Chinese social media platforms late Tuesday evening, has ignited a firestorm of debate that shows no signs of dying down. Industry insiders are calling it the most controversial hosting decision in the Gala's decades-long history, while fans are divided down the middle, some hailing it as a long-overdue recognition of talent and others questioning whether the former rock vocalist possesses the gravitas required for such a prestigious role. But here's the real kicker that nobody saw coming. Lu Yuning wasn't even on the rumored list of potential hosts that had been circulating among entertainment journalists for the past 6 months, making this announcement feel less like a calculated decision and more like a deliberate curveball thrown by China Central Television to shake up the event's increasingly predictable format. How did a former noodle restaurant singer end up hosting the biggest show in Chinese television? The journey from performing cover songs in a Chongqing eatery to commanding the stage at the Spring Festival Gala reads like something straight out of a fairy tale. Except this story comes with plot twists that would make even the most creative screenwriters jealous. Lu Yuning's ascent through China's notoriously cutthroat entertainment industry has been nothing short of meteoric, yet fraught with controversies, setbacks, and moments that had critics writing him off completely. His initial rise to fame through the band Modern Brothers on live streaming platforms was dismissed by traditional media outlets as a fleeting internet phenomenon, the kind that burns bright for a moment before fading into obscurity. Fast forward to today, and those same critics are scrambling to understand how this unconventional talent has secured what many consider the most coveted hosting position in Chinese entertainment. The announcement has reignited long-standing debates about meritocracy in China's entertainment industry, with questions swirling about whether Lu Yuning's appointment represents a genuine shift toward recognizing diverse talents or merely a calculated publicity stunt designed to attract younger viewers who have been steadily abandoning traditional television for digital platforms. Is China Central Television making its boldest gamble yet? Or has it just made a catastrophic mistake? The Spring Festival Gala, known locally as Chunwan, isn't just another television show. It's a cultural institution that has defined Chinese New Year celebrations for over 4 decades, a tradition so deeply embedded in the national psyche that its viewership regularly exceeds 1 billion people. The pressure on hosts is astronomical, with every word, gesture, and facial expression scrutinized by an audience that spans multiple generations and encompasses the entire Chinese diaspora. Previous hosts have been carefully selected veteran broadcasters and established entertainment figures whose credentials were beyond reproach, individuals who had spent decades honing their craft and building reputations as safe, reliable choices. Lu Yuning, by stark contrast, represents something entirely different. He's unpredictable, unconventional, and carries a performance style that some describe as refreshingly authentic while others dismiss as too raw and unpolished for such a refined platform. The decision to place him on the hosting panel alongside more traditional choices has sparked intense speculation about China Central Television's strategic direction, with some industry analysts suggesting this represents a desperate attempt to remain relevant in an era where streaming platforms are dominating entertainment consumption, while others argue it's a bold statement about expanding the definition of what qualifies as mainstream talent in modern China. The timing of Lu Yuning's appointment couldn't be more intriguing or more controversial. Just 18 months ago, the entertainer found himself at the center of a social media storm when old interview clips resurfaced, showing him making comments that were perceived by some as disrespectful toward traditional performing arts. The backlash was swift and merciless, with calls for boycotts and demands that he be blacklisted from major productions. His agency went into crisis management mode, issuing carefully worded apologies while Lu Yuning himself largely retreated from public view, leading many to speculate that his career had reached an irreversible tipping point. The controversy dominated entertainment headlines for weeks, with opinion pieces dissecting everything from his working-class background to his unconventional path to fame, often in ways that revealed deep-seated biases about who deserves to occupy elite spaces in Chinese entertainment. Yet somehow, against all odds and defying all predictions, Lu Yuning not only survived the scandal but emerged from it with his career trajectory pointing even higher than before. The question that everyone is asking now is whether China Central Television's decision to appoint him as a Spring Festival Gala host represents a redemption arc, a calculated risk, or something more cynical. An attempt to capitalize on controversy to generate buzz around an event that has struggled in recent years to maintain the cultural dominance it once enjoyed. Lu Yuning's background is precisely what makes this appointment so polarizing and so fascinating. Born in Dandong, Liaoning Province, he didn't attend prestigious performing arts academies or benefit from industry connections that typically pave the way for entertainment careers in China. Instead, he spent years performing in restaurants and small venues, building his skills the hard way while working multiple jobs to support himself. The announcement has triggered an unprecedented social media response that reveals deep divisions within Chinese society about class, meritocracy, and cultural values. On Weibo, the hashtag related to Lu Yuning's appointment has generated over 8 billion views within 72 hours, with comments ranging from ecstatic celebration to scathing criticism. Supporters are framing this as a victory for ordinary people, a signal that the entertainment industry is finally opening its doors to talents who didn't follow conventional paths. They point to Lu Yuning's undeniable charisma, his proven ability to connect with diverse audiences, and his track record of successful hosting experiences on smaller programs as evidence that he's more than qualified for this role. Critics, however, are questioning everything from his diction and stage presence to whether he possesses the cultural literacy required to represent Chinese traditions on such an important platform. Some of the harshest criticism has come from unexpected sources, including fans of traditional xiangxing performers and veteran broadcasters, who view Lu Yuning's appointment as a slight against professionals who have dedicated their entire lives to perfecting the art of hosting. The commercial implications of this decision cannot be overstated, and they provide crucial context for understanding why China Central Television might have made such a controversial choice despite the obvious risks. The Spring Festival Gala has faced mounting challenges in recent years as younger viewers increasingly opt for alternative entertainment options during the New Year holiday. Ratings, while still impressive by any standard, have shown a steady decline among viewers under 35, a demographic that advertisers desperately want to reach. Lu Yuning's massive social media following, which skews significantly younger than the gala's traditional audience, represents a potential solution to this existential problem. His appointment could attract millions of viewers who might otherwise skip the broadcast entirely, potentially reversing years of declining relevance among younger demographics. However, this commercial calculus comes with significant risks, as alienating the gala's core older audience in pursuit of younger viewers could backfire spectacularly, resulting in a program that satisfies neither group and accelerates the event's cultural decline. Industry insiders who spoke on condition of anonymity have revealed that Lu Yuning's selection was far from unanimous among the production committee, with heated debates reportedly taking place over several months. According to these sources, the decision required intervention from senior leadership at China Central Television, who ultimately overruled more conservative voices that favored traditional hosting choices. The internal dynamics behind this decision reveal fascinating tensions within Chinese media organizations, as they struggle to balance cultural preservation with the need to remain commercially viable and culturally relevant. Some committee members reportedly argued that the Spring Festival Gala's primary responsibility is to uphold traditional values and showcase established talents who represent the best of Chinese performing arts, making Lu Yuning's unconventional background and controversial past disqualifying factors. Others countered that the gala risks becoming a cultural museum piece if it refuses to adapt to changing audience preferences and evolving definitions of talent, arguing that Lu Yuning represents exactly the kind of fresh perspective needed to ensure the event's survival for future generations. The international dimension of this story adds another layer of complexity that has received less attention, but carries significant implications. Lu Yuning has cultivated a substantial following beyond mainland China, particularly among younger generations in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and throughout Southeast Asian Chinese communities. His music and acting work have resonated across cultural boundaries in ways that more traditional Chinese entertainers sometimes struggle to achieve, making him a potentially valuable asset for China Central Television's efforts to maintain the Spring Festival Gala's relevance among overseas Chinese populations. However, this same international appeal makes some domestic critics nervous, with questions raised about whether his artistic style has been influenced too heavily by Korean and Western entertainment trends, potentially compromising his ability to authentically represent Chinese cultural values.